Joining me. Okay, so the weather was so beautiful outside. I usually do my tapings at night, so the sun is starting to set. Well, we'll be setting in a minute. But what I wanted to do was, because I see so much about this talked about on social media, I wanted to do a separate video, a longer video, because most people don't know anything about it. You know, they hear these words or these sentences on the internet and then they just run with it. They don't look it up. They've never experienced it. They don't know anything about what it takes to get these type of protector provider men. So what I want to say is this. There's five, maybe seven things that you need to consider, okay? And number one is, does he actually make enough money to take care of you, him, and kids if you guys have them, okay? A lot of times the answer is no. So men do things specifically with the goal in mind or for a purpose, okay? A man is not going to want to be a provider protector unless that's something that he feels like he was missing growing up in his childhood, or unless it's something that has to do with their culture. Some cultures, men are required to marry. And then another thing is, a lot of times it's just because that's something that he wants to do. But normally that's not something that men want to do, especially in the black community, which is sad. But a lot of them don't value or understand what legacy means, okay? So that's the number one thing, ladies, that you want to think of. Also, how much does he make? That is very important, because I know of people that are trying to be provider protectors making 60, 50, $60,000 a year. Okay, that might be enough to take care of one person. But let's be honest, that's barely enough to take care of one person. Especially, excuse me, I don't know what this is, itching my nose. Allergy season, probably. But what, 50, $60,000 is barely enough to take care of one person. All right, especially if you plan to get married and have a wife, and then on top of that have some kids. That's not gonna stretch. And what happens is, a lot of these men, they get into these situations where their ego or whatever tells them, "Oh yeah, I'm the provider protector." Da 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 da. But then once them bills start piling up, once they start seeing how much it really costs, oh, now they mad. Now they mad. Now they got an attitude. Now they overwhelmed. Now they need you to go get a job. All right. And instead of them getting a second job, or instead of them, getting more hours, they automatically want the woman to go work outside of the home. Because, like I said before, a lot of men don't consider being a homemaker work. They don't consider raising children, making sure that, the environment is good for them to come back and there's peace and food ready, cleaning and everything. But then another thing, a lot of women are dropping the ball. You can't expect for a provider man to take care of you and everything, but you not even keeping up your half of the bargain, okay? And then a lot of men are like, well, what is she doing while the kids are at school and stuff like that? So, ladies, I will always recommend you to have some kind of hobbies that bring in some money. Always have something on the side where you have your own money. I don't care what it is, okay? And you try to, I want to say, do it legally and do it morally. I will put that out there, but you got to know how much money he makes, and then also where you're living at. Is that going to be enough to take care of y'all? I can promise you, most men want to beat their chest, but they'll make nowhere near enough. So, yeah. Number two, if he isn't able to pay for everything, what are you required to pay? Like, what bills are you expected to pay? So some women, they have the type of men that'll pay for everything. Everything. They don't have to come out of their pocket for anything. That's very rare. Okay, that's usually an older man. An older man that's more established, that's had more time to build his finances, okay? And he's making good money. So he's able to put money to the side. But a lot of men aren't on that level. So sometimes women will say, hey, my husband pays the mortgage or the rent, and then I pay the utilities. Or he pays for everything inside of the home, I pay for everything outside of the home. Like, vacations, if they go out to eat, entertainment, things like that. Sometimes the women will be required to take care of that. Number three, how does he act when he is upset? Oh, y'all, that's a big one, okay? There's women that haven't been able to get their personal hygiene products because the men got mad at them and wouldn't give them any money. Okay, there's women that have been stranded, can't get their car fixed, can't do anything because this man got mad at them for whatever reason, and now he's being financially abusive. Meaning that he knows this woman depends on him for certain things, but because he feels some kind of way and he having a tantrum and everything, now he don't want to do the basics that he's supposed to do. A lot of people don't talk about that, but a lot of these men are just, I don't know how else to say it. They weak as hell. Some people say they're some PU, you know what? But I wouldn't even insult PU as what like that. I wouldn't even insult that because PU, you know what, is like one of the strongest things ever made. Okay, it's one of the most sought after, one of the strongest things God ever made. But that weak some of these males be on, I can't describe that. That's, I don't know what that is. That's evil. So, yeah, so that was number three. What are you going to do? Well, how does he act when he's upset? Okay. Is he still like, all right, I still care about you? You know, I'm still going to call, make sure that you're good. I'm going to still make sure that, you know, your needs is met. And he's going to be the type of person like, screw you, I'm cutting everything off until you do it the way I want you to do. A lot of guys will do that. So, yeah, that's number three. Number four, how will the bills get paid if he loses his job, etc.? Does he have any investments? Does he have any savings? Does he have any backup plans going? You need to understand that if that man loses his job, if that man gets sick, if something should happen, if he's a responsible man, that's why you got to go for character over the funds, okay? Yes, you want to make sure that man has the money, but you got to make sure he has the integrity and the character to make sure that he has things in place, okay? That he is going to still do for you when he's upset, okay? That he can talk, you know, rationally or whatever without sounding all weak and extra. Oh, there's nothing worse than a sensitive, angry man. Okay, they say hell has no fear like a woman scorned. I beg to differ because a man has no fear. There's nothing like a man being scorned, okay? Because not only are they physically stronger, but a lot of times they're emotionally weak. So they just fly off the handle. Okay, and that's how a lot of these women end up getting, you know, beat real bad or end up in the news or whatever. I don't know if you guys seen that. That's six with dude like stabbed his girlfriend or whatever or whoever she was to him 100 times and then threw her child in the damn wherever it was, and they found a little kid in a crocodile's mouth or whatever. I'm like, what kind of sick motherfucker do some stuff like that? So y'all need to be real careful about who y'all dealing with, all right? So yeah, you don't want to. You need to see what a man is like when he's upset, but just a little upset. Like let's say you guys are riding around or whatever, someone cuts him off. Okay, is he cussing like you know? Is he cussing? Is he cool about it? You know, is he ready to get out and you know do all this extra stuff? Is he taking his anger out on you? How is he talking to you when he gets mad? All right, that's the number one thing. I don't want to be around no dude that can't control his emotions. I don't want to have to tell no man he needs to calm down or it's gonna be okay. It's not that serious. You more like you sound like a weak bit. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that around me. Like, boy, you better go somewhere, get you some counseling, do something. I don't want to have to try to tell you how to calm down and be a man. I'm the woman. If I got to do all that, what you gonna do for me when I start tripping? You know, so ooh, no. All right, number what was that? Number four. Okay, how will he take care of everything if he loses his job? Or okay, my bad, I got mixed up with that. All right, ladies, yeah, you have to make sure that he's the type of person that's responsible and he has enough money set to the side somewhere. Okay, you can look it up and see how much the average person makes, and then you can multiply that with how long he's been at his job. Okay, ask him things like, you know, just talk about, yeah, you know what, I know a friend that has a 401k. Do you know anything about that? Or if you're working, yeah, I was thinking about getting into 401k. You know, say some, maybe you don't say you were trying to do it, but just say you know somebody if they were talking about it. See what he says. Oh, yeah, I got a 401k. Oh, no, I don't mess with that. But you need to make sure he has some backup money or else you are going to be required to go and work, okay? So you need to remember that, ladies. All right. Number 5. What is his character? Is he easily influenced by what other men say and do? Oh my gosh. This right here has probably destroyed a lot of relationships because a lot of these males will, well, male will get on line or whatever, or I call them males. I can't call them men, and they'll just be crying and whining all over the place about things that happened to them or how the women played them and all this stuff. But they never take accountability. Okay, so they just gather a whole bunch of hurt males and they just spew out all this hatred and bullshit that ain't nobody really trying to hear. Okay. So you have to understand that if his character is easily influenced by what others say, his family may say things like, if they find out that he's taking care of you, completely providing, why she can't go get a job, why you got to do all that for her, especially bitter chicks, angry chicks, his mama, his sister, stuff like that. They don't want him doing more for you than what their husbands or boyfriends did for them. So they go try to hate on him, call him a simp, oh, you weak, blah, blah, blah. I think I did some kind of video, something on that or whatever. What are other men gonna say? He needs to be around men where this is just normal. Okay, his father did it for his mama, his grandfather did it for their grandmama. He need to be around men where this is the norm. If you don't have a man like that, or you don't have a strong-minded man, I would definitely say this is not gonna work. Okay, and then if you are getting completely protected and provided for, shut up. You ain't got to tell everybody, oh, my man do this. Hey, guess what? You don't want to be like Rochelle, everybody hates Chris. My man got 3 jobs. I don't need this. You don't want to be like that. So, yeah, that was number 5. Number 6, what are his requirements of you? Naturally, men want you to keep yourself up, okay? The way he met you, he was attracted to that. He wants you to keep yourself up. And so you have to remember that. You don't want to let yourself go, not only for him, but just for yourself in general, for the way that you appear in the world. Because people are very shallow. It just is what it is. So your looks say a lot about you. And yeah, so if you start straying away from the way, you looked, or, how you made them feel, things like that, it's going to be a problem. That's why I said, ladies, if you agree to something, you got to keep up your half of the agreement. All right. And then that way you could if he starts slipping, you be like, well, wait a minute. You said we was going to do this, this, that, and the other. I'm doing this, that, and the other. You not holding on to your end of the bargain. So you always got to remember that. Make sure that you're keeping up with your requirements. You got to look good. All right. If you were bigger when you marry him or whatever and stuff, then obviously he liked bigger women. If you were smaller, he liked smaller women. Whatever it was when he met you, he liked that. Try to stay as close to that as possible. Number 7, do you have your own money just in case? So I hear a lot of people say, when women say, "Oh, I need money. I need to do this." Da 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 da. They'll say, "Go get a sugar daddy," or "Go get a man," or find it or whatever. It's not. It's easy to find a man. Okay, nobody is doubting that. But a man that's going to be able to, or willing, a man that's going to be able to take care of you and the things that you need, or a man that's even going to be willing to do that, they're not just popping up all over the place. I don't believe in scarcity mindset. I believe that there's abundance of them. It's just that you have to be what he wants. So, yeah, do you have your own money? I mean, do you have a savings account? Do you have investments, a 401k? Do you, as a woman, if he were to walk away right now, would you be financially able to take care of yourself? If he just abandoned you, if he left without telling you, without warning or anything, would you be able to be like, please, I can pay for this. As a matter of fact, I'm going to move out. I'm going to get my own place. If he starts acting a fool, do you have enough money, enough FU money to just leave? And it's sad we've got to talk like that, but this is the world that we live in. All right? I would say never get your feelings so involved in a man that he becomes your whole world, all right? I don't care if he's treating you like Cleopatra or the best thing that was ever made. You still got to make sure that you don't put all of yourself into one relationship, because if that doesn't work, you're going to be crushed. And it's going to be harder for you to build yourself up and be with somebody new. So, yeah, that was it. Do you have your own money? Just in case, always have your own money. That's not even something that we're going to discuss or debate. Always have your money regardless of the situation you're in. Whether you're single, whether you're married, whether you're dating, whether you're celibate, you're not doing anything with anybody, that is critical for your survival. Never depend on someone else for your survival. That's all I can say. All right, so hey, if you enjoyed this video, also make sure you stop by. Please check out Real Life Home Revealed. That's where I do my acapella covers, and then I also do things around the house, you know, reviews, hauls, things like that. But I think I'm going to turn it more into just the acapella cover page mostly, or whatever. All right, and if you haven't subscribed here at Real Life Topics Revealed, I'm on my other channel, please do. But thank you for being a Patreon member, and be blessed.